I'm here with the drama Hayat, or Life, from Turkey and Mavi Films. At the heart of a story is a young woman called Hijram who runs away from home to escape an arranged marriage, and the jilted fiancé, Riza, who heads to Istanbul to track her down, even though he's only seen her once. I'm joined by the director Zeki Demirkubuz and actor Burak Dakak. We'll start the conversation, but before we do, let's watch a clip.
Bazen aklıma şey takılıyor. Yani hep böyle. Hep aynı yerde. Ertesi gün ne olacağı belli bir şekilde tekrar aynı şeyleri yaşayarak mı geçecek bu ömür diye. Sabah kalkıyorum bir bakıyorum. Sabah dünkü sabah. Dünkü sabah yarınki. O da ertesi yılda bir sabah. Öğlenler de öyle, akşamlar da öyle. Kafam öyle karışıyor ki deliriyorum zannediyorum.
Seni sevmeyen, seni istemeyen, sevgisini senden esirgeyen bir kadının peşinden koşma artık.
Eğer sağa dönerse onu kendim öldürürüm. Kafana göre ben gidiyorum demek. İnsanı böyle sik gibi bırakmak.
Ektiği yeri bir daha ekiyor, kazdığı yeri bir daha kazıyor.
Ben seni çok seviyorum.
Bu nasıl bir duygu biliyor musun?
Anlatamayacağım kadar çok.
Biri bana baktı diye beni mi suçluyorsun?
Fitoplankton.
Herkes ne kadar sinirli bu arada.
Kardeş kafan mı güzel? Ne bakıp duruyorsun?
Brad Pitt'le bile evlensen en fazla bir bilemedin 2 sene. Ondan sonra hepsi birbirine benziyor.
Burası Türkiye olan. Burada herkes inanmak istediğine inanır.
Wow. So, to start with, we have this figure of the young woman, and I just wanted to understand, and all these kind of men who are kind of circling around her, and she's kind of a foil for all these men in a way, but she also has her own personality, and I wanted to understand what the starting point for the film was.
Bu hikayenin başlangıcı ile bu tasvir ettiği durumun pek bir alakası yok. Bu 35 yıl önce.
This actually, the whole story began 35 years ago during an Anatolian trip I had in a border town, small border town, when I had a 15-minute interaction with a young woman who was managing something like a bottega. And throughout the years, this is the power of cinema, that little interaction I had with her grew into the story that you just mentioned, the way you described it. A young woman trying to live out her dreams, trapped in a society dominated by male figures such as a lover, a father, a fiancé, a husband.
So it took you 35 years to gestate the story. Why did it take you so long, and how did it change from that first glimpse of the girl?
İnsanın akli ve mantıklı yanı değil, akıl dışı ve duygusal yanı. Bu bir tür anakronizm.
That's the mystery. It's not about a human's rationality. This is the side of a human that goes beyond that rational side. This is the irrational side of a human. It's sort of an anachronism. And this is what I call a human's undefinable emotional power. This is more than just a mere mundane observation. It's how a human's mind can really grow in a magical way. Thus, it's hard to explain it in simple terms. And that's what makes art and cinema. Also, we should never answer this question. The more we try to answer this question, cinema and art will be made even smaller. And this is what pushes us to watch a movie, to read a book. The more we try to answer this question, it turns it into an object of entertainment. So let's never try to answer this question, actually. And let's always keep it a mystery.
So, Burak, a question for you. You play the fiancé, who he's never really met this girl, and she's left him before he's even drew you to this role, and how did you prepare for it?
I have time for this role when it first came from our director Zeki. So I prepared like 2-3 months with the script. I had time, and it was all a process, I think, because I watch movies. I talk to Zeki, and I call him Zeki Abi also. I talked to him, and I got questions. He always answered my questions and helped me about get ready before set, and it was a good journey for me because I had in Turkey. He's my favorite director. Before I met him, he always helped me about the character and the role, and I prepared like this actually, and I read a lot, I watch a lot, and I talk to him.
But what do you think? I don't know how much you were thinking about that, but what do you think makes this young man chase the girl? Because even his grandfather sort of advises him against it and says, "Don't do this." And you'd expect he was like an older generation. He would be like the tougher one, and he was like the most open one. So, what do you think is making him pursue her?
It's a instinct. I think it's a human instinct because he just you're right. He just saw her once, and he felt something, and he didn't accept that time that he felt something. But at the end of the movie, he told her that he felt something when he first saw her picture. So I think it's the instinct that and the he didn't accept that she gone away and left him because he didn't understand that why. I didn't do anything wrong. I just met her, and she's young. I am young. I'm kind of nice person, and I'm just living with my grandfather, and I go to work, and I came home. I'm not a bad person. He's just trying to understand that why did she left me, because I didn't do anything wrong, and besides that he's kind of fallen in love with her, just by seeing her picture.
That's kind of one of the most romantic things of the film, because a lot of the other things that happen in the film are very tough. But a question for you, Zeki. You chose Burak, and then you had Mireille Dana to be the plays. Why did you choose these young actors? Because they came from I think they come from the TV series world, and I was wondering whether this is something that you've done in the past, and why you chose them.
Ben bu konularda çok umursamam. Kim nereden gelmiş, televizyonda.
I don't really care about these things. Who comes from theater, actor, non-actor, from the street, someone I just run across. At the forefront of everything, I look for a face that can convince me that can represent everything I'm trying to tell in the story. And I'm very open. I go everywhere. I talk to everyone. With Burak, it was merely a coincidence. I saw a small clip of him in a TV show that I wasn't watching. With Miray too, I saw her face in a small clip, and that's what struck me first, the faces. Secondly, I talk to them face to face. I don't do anything like an audition. So I met with both of them in a cafe. We sat down, and while sitting down, I look at the one thing: can I sustain a relationship with these people for months and months to come, and the emotions that they're conveying me? I want them to be honest when I talk to them, and you can see from their faces, like you can see from Burak's face. I ask them questions such as, can you memorize this? Can you do that? And I try to understand their talent. And when I get a positive answer to these questions, I choose to trust them. And if it's a lie, it'll come out eventually. I didn't know any other better way than this, especially with Burak and Miray. It proved to me that my methods were indeed right and that I wasn't wrong.
And you have these other big male characters, like you have and actors. You have Sem Davran is Orhan, is the teacher, and then the father, and then the grandfather. The grandfather, I loved that character, Osman Alkas. He's just like that. He was so warm, so nice. But how did you build all those characters? Were they people you knew, and or things that you were thinking Because they've all got like these quite strong male characters.
Ben film yapıyorum ama bunun böyle bir insan oldum.
I make a movie because it's a reflection of the sort of man I am. This is a result of the man I am. This is for me the meaning of cinema and directing. I don't really bother with whatever possibilities or opportunities or statue that the result of the movie will give me. And up until now, my observations, people I know, characters I know, I love doing this because of the possibility of showing you the kind of man I am. If I wasn't a director, if I was just merely an employee and anywhere, this is the same type of relationship or conversation that we would be having about these people. I think my biggest talent in life is observing people, trying to understand people, because it's impossible to understand, but one can only attempt. And this is just my character. And one day when I get a chance to do a film, this is what I do. Also, because these characters and people attract me before the story, I write stories for the characters, not writing characters for the story. So it's only normal for me to build characters the way I do in my movies.
And just one last question. So you have the characters, you're capturing this life. I feel like you're just trying to capture life as authentically as you can. But are you also trying to say something about Turkish society or the place of women? Was that also your aim in this film or not really?
Türkiye'nin durumu zaten bu karakterler böyle olduğu için Türkiye'nin durumu ortaya çıkıyor.
Because these characters are this way, Turkey is this way because the characters living in Turkey are this way. And I want to say so many things about this. The kinds of people we are make up the culture. However we are is reflected in our society, our government, the streets. And I can go on days and days about this, but I can tell you that it's a wound for me. Maybe for women, I should say a few extra and special words about this. We're talking about a life that makes up all these characters. And as a gender, women have to endure such difficult, violent, and sometimes unbelievable things that, of course, it's not the same for every woman in the country, but there are women who go through stuff like this. And Turkey right now is going through very difficult and complicated times. And throughout time, the defenders of the suffering of this woman, I hope to, go further with it.
Okay, well, look, thank you so much. And I wish I could talk to you longer about it because it's a very interesting film. There's so much in it. It's so dense. But anyway, I wish you the best of luck with the future screenings and with your Oscar run. And it was a pleasure to speak to you, Burak. I'm sorry I didn't ask you more questions, but it was great to hear. It was great to hear about your experiences. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.